Your mouth is full of cheese. You know what we're making today?
Yeah.
What are we making? Grilled cheese sandwiches, that's right. Welcome to Our Kitchen Island. Remember, check out the website, ourkitchenisland.com for the full recipe and more great ideas. Today, what we're making, grilled cheese. I like to say it's the best grilled cheese around, but what I really like about grilled cheese is your bread can be a couple days old. You can use whatever cheese you have in the fridge. It's just putting it together and cooking it right, because anytime you bring cheese, bread, and butter together, it's a great time. So what we've got here is we've got 4 different kinds of cheese today. We've got one set of bread with the crusts off for Benny, because Benny doesn't like crust, right? We're just going to get our bread laid out here, and we're going to load it up. We're just going to add on, we've got mozzarella. We'll get that on everyone's. We've got 3 slices of mozzarella. Mozzarella is our favorite, so we get the most of mozzarella. We've got some Swiss. Put that on next. Lay that in there. We've got some cheddar. Put that in there. And we've got some gouda. Try to use all organic and raw milk cheeses. So that's why they all look the same. Nothing has really coloring in it. To get those going. So what we want to do is just cover them up. We've got a pan on the oven, preheating to about medium-low heat. So we don't want it to be too hot. Then we just cover one side with butter. Don't be afraid to use too much butter. Not all of it gets on the bread, because some of it will stay on the pan when you're done. But instead of adding butter to the pan, I just put it right on the bread where you want it to be. So you need a little bit more butter for Benny's sandwich. Benny, are you eating the bread there? Alright. So I just butter one side, and then I butter the other side once they're on the pan. So come on over here and we'll get to the pan. Okay, so we're over to the pan here. Got our grilled cheese ready. Just got to add to the pan. We've got the pan on a medium-low heat here, ready to go. Yeah. Not too hot, but you want it to be hot enough that the butter melts when it hits the pan. So this is the tricky part. If you got cold butter, it's hard to get into the bread, work it in, so when you flip it, just be careful it doesn't fall off. So we got the first one on there. Second one on there. And we'll squeeze our third one in over here. So just turn that heat down. I'm a little hot here, got a little smoke going from the butter. We're going to let those cook. Press them down a little bit. And here's a tip. When you're cooking grilled cheese, I like to put a lid over it so that we lock all the heat in there and it gets the cheese to melt quicker. Because there's nothing worse than having a grilled cheese with burnt crusts and your cheese not melted. And when you're not using processed cheese and you're using cheese that's a lot heavier and denser, it's going to take a little bit longer for it to melt. So we'll put that cover on, keep a low heat there, and we'll check them in a couple minutes to make sure they're browning up nicely, and we'll get them flipped over. Okay, so the grilled cheese has been cooking for a couple minutes. We've got the lid on it. Cheese is starting to melt. Just going to get the butter on the other side, getting ready to flip them. You could do this right when you put them on, or you could do them do it in a little bit. When you put it on immediately, it might be a little bit easier because the cheese gets a little melted by the time it's ready to flip. Or the butter gets a little melted, sorry. So let's get that on there. Now is probably a good time as well to tell you a few ways to kick up your grilled cheese if you like. Stick some chicken in there, or you can stick some bacon in there. I always like to cook the bacon first, because if you just stick it in there, you're going to have a raw piece of bacon when you're done. So stick your bacon on the oven top, or get it in the oven, get it cooked up nice. Put it between the cheese, and you got a great treat there. Also, we always love to serve our grilled cheese with ketchup, because there's no better way to do it, right, buddy? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so let's take a look at these guys, see how they're doing. Perfect. Nice brown. Cheese is starting to melt a little bit.
That's hot.
That is hot, isn't it, buddy? Gonna turn our heat down a little bit. And we'll get Benny's flipped here too. Alright. So if you find that they're cooking too quick, your cheese isn't melting quick enough, or your bread's browning too quickly, just turn your heat down, take your time. They only take 5-10 minutes anyways, so give it another couple minutes and you'll be good. So we're going to let those sit there for another 2 minutes. They were probably on the first side for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then we'll get them off and get them plated. Visit ourkitchenisland.com for the full recipe and more great ideas.